Hello again, everyone. This is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape of Florida and Wisconsin. Today's topic deals with a common subject that everyone seems to deal with in their business is what we call lowballers. Lowballers are people that come in and they bid a lot less to do the same type of work that you're in. For example, let's say an example would be lawn care. If we came in and bid $65 a month or $75 a month to take care of your property, lowballers will come in at $45 or $50 a month. Just an example. When you get into landscaping, the difference could be thousands of dollars. But generally, I guess for an understanding of lowballers, they are generally new to the business in my experience with a lot of lowballers. These are guys that come in that don't understand the marketplace. They don't realize what the market can bear, and they do it for a lot of reasons. They usually just don't understand the market. Otherwise, they could be starving for work. Is another reason that they come in and lowball. If they need the work that bad that they're willing to do it for nothing, then more power to them, I guess. Usually they're trying to beat out their competitors. Also that it's another reason they do it. To come in and try and take all the business away from everybody else that's out there working, and they'll try and do it. And there's guys that do it every day in every business. The thing with those guys is they're usually here today and gone tomorrow, because you can't operate any business like that for very long and plan on staying in business. I mean, you have to make money to stay in business. That's just the fundamentals of it. So usually most of these guys don't have licenses or insurance, so they don't have to pay those costs like everyone else does, and that should concern you as a homeowner. I would be very concerned if the guys working on my property didn't have insurance, because if they got hurt on my property, guess who's going to end up paying for that? If they fall off a ladder and they break their back and they end up with thousands of dollars in medical bills, they're going to come after you whether you know it or not. If they don't have the insurance, they're going to go after you because you hired them to do that work. So you're going to maintain a little bit of responsibility there. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. I think everybody should be required to have license and insurance. And they are required to have licenses, but not insurance for that stuff. And if people don't ask, they go without it. That's one of the reasons they can come in cheaper than the other guys that are trying to do it the legitimate way. It's unfortunate. I can tell you that a lot of these guys, they don't have good equipment because they can't afford to buy good equipment. And what happens when that equipment breaks down? They're not going to be there to service your lawn anymore. Okay? They're just going to disappear. They can't afford to fix their equipment, and there you are stuck again looking for another lawn care company. So you might save a few bucks right off the bat with this company, but these guys realize after they're in this for a month or two and they look at their bank statement and it has $0 in it, that's when the light bulb comes on and they're like, okay, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm out of business. And that's why you talk to a lot of people that say, we don't know what happened to our lawn care guy, he just vanished. Well, this is probably why he vanished. He didn't have the money to continue. So keep that in mind. When you hire lowballers, these guys are here today and gone tomorrow. Okay? Legitimate companies, they know how to charge. They're right in the ballpark with the rest of the companies. They're there to stay in business and make money. And believe me, nobody's getting rich at this. Lawn care is not a high dollar business like, internet or making missiles for the government. I mean, it's not big money in it. Okay? So try and keep that in mind. I think that I want to tell you a story about a guy that was in Florida when we talk about this disappearing. He was in Florida and he was charging $50 a month. And as he did this, the guy, he did it for like a month and a half. And then he just vanished and nobody knew what happened to him. Well, we found out what happened to him. He just couldn't afford to do it anymore and he left. So that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. And he left like 50 customers stranded with no one to take care of their properties. So that's what that's all about. But I just wanted to bring that up. And these guys, they don't care that much because they'll just pick up another lawn care company tomorrow. You know, they've got a cheap price, and there's a lot of customers out there willing to just grab the lowest bid that they can get their hands on. They don't care what kind of work he does. They don't care if he has insurance, but they sure will when something happens to their property. That's when it's going to have their attention, but it's too late after that. Okay? These guys aren't going to be there to fix things that they break. Okay? They don't have good infrastructure is the other thing, generally. Most of these guys come in, they can't process your credit cards over the internet. You know, they can't take care of your needs when things are broken. They can't come over there and replace them and fix them because they can't afford to do it. They don't have, you know, the invoicing set up. They don't have backup equipment. They don't have backup employees to take care of things because they can't afford it. Why can't they afford it? Because they're bidding so cheap they can't afford it. That's why. They're just having a slow going out of business sale. So, I mean, it's almost funny when I talk to customers and they tell me that they're going to go with the lowest price bid that they have. Even though they like us, they know we have a good reputation, and they're still going to go with the lowest bidder. It's kind of ironic, and it's kind of funny because these same people will call us up a month later or 2 months later when their guy didn't show up, or he broke something, broke a patio window, or hit the siding on the house that cost $500 to fix, and they can't find him. Or they broke the sprinkler pump off in the back of the yard, or they slammed into the swimming pool. We get these calls all the time. I wish customers would realize what they get when they hire these guys. What do they expect? When you're paying a low wage like that and you hire a low baller, what do you expect you're going to get? Okay, it just kind of stands to reason. Usually these guys will also work on paying their employees with cash. And a lot of them might want cash themselves, okay? They want to cheat the government or whatever they want to do there. And that sucks. It just flat out sucks. I wish I had a better word for it, but I don't. It infuriates me because when these people come in and work for cash, they're basically screwing the government. And not just the government, but you and me. Because we're paying taxes, we're paying our share. We're helping to provide welfare for millions of Americans out there. We're helping take care of the roads and all the other public, you know, buildings that we have everywhere. We're doing that. When you pay people cash, they're not doing that. How are they helping society? They're still using our roads. They're still using our government offices, but they're not paying for it. They're a drain on society, an absolute drain. And you'll find a lot of these guys pay their guys cash. And that's why they can do it cheaper also. You know, they don't have to pay the taxes and Social Security and Medicaid and workman's comp and unemployment and things like that we have to pay. Okay? It almost penalizes the person that's trying to do it by the book and who's trying to do it the right way. We tend to get penalized because of that, because our prices have to be a little higher because we are doing things by the book. So I guess you can tell right now I really have a problem with lowballers when they do this. Anybody that pays cash to people, it bothers me like that. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. I didn't mean to rant and rave. I just have a real sore spot for this, and I think hopefully this video will educate you a little bit about them and make you a little more aware of what they're about. So please check out our other videos on FamilyLawnFL.com. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.